Hello my friends, welcome back to Opimation, and in this video I wanted to do something a bit different. It was more to do with the hobby I have in the back there with the miniature painting, and I just thought I'd share this with you because this hobby, I started it when I was 14 and it's never left me. It's always been there. I've come and gone for it. I've always been there. And recently, 2-3 years ago, there is a channel I have on YouTube called Opimation, which I haven't been posting on it for the last 2-3 years, but I've got a lot of painting videos on there. I'll leave a link in the description. You can go and check that out, see what you think. And I just teach how to paint using an airbrush and a miniature brush. And recently, like I said, I bought an airbrush, and 2-3 years ago, and I invested in a good one. And I've been learning how to airbrush in the last 2-3 years. And I went to this channel on YouTube called Next Level Painting, really good painter with airbrush. And I just learned from what he was doing really, and just took it from there. So I got bold and I took a chance and I just did it. And since using the airbrush, my miniature kind of paintings has gone up slightly rather than using the paintbrush. But you know, using the paintbrush is a skill in itself. But the transitions you get with an airbrush are phenomenal. You know, the blending, the gradients. And this video is just about anyone out there thinking of starting to do this hobby. This is how I go about when I get a miniature. I've done videos on prepping the model by sanding it, gluing it together, what have you. And that I can put that up as well. That's not a problem. Leave a link in the description if you want to see that. But the video today is just priming and undercoating and getting it ready for painting. So this will be a 4-part video where I will be priming the miniature now, which undercoating it black and then grey. And then the next video will be the base coat, which in this particular one we're using red. And after that we're doing midtones and highlights. And then I might do a 5th, which is gloss and varnishing, gloss varnish and washing it to bring the detail out. So they're the 4 videos or 5 videos I'm thinking of putting up. I'll put the first one up. Because this is quite linked, I think, to animation too, because you look at these models. I got a video showing the poses of these models. You can sometimes use these models' poses and they're quite appealing. They've got good lines of action, and you can use that as inspiration to do like an idle pose or a combat pose or even a fight pose. Like they're really good poses in models that are sculpted nowadays. They're a lot more animated than they were previously. Previously they were like in one stationary pose like this, but now they're very dynamic, the poses, and they're very appealing, and that suits animation as well a lot. You know, you want to find poses that are appealing, that are kind of dynamic, got good lines of action, good energy flowing through the poses. All right guys, so you know, this hobby has been good for me as art therapy. It's very good for the mind. I find that when I start painting, I just zone out. I completely zone out and just do the painting, and it just takes your mind off things. I think it's a brilliant hobby. So I hope you enjoyed this 4-part video, and let's dive in. Okay guys, so we're going to be undercoating. We're going to be using the black undercoat first, and we're just going to put in about a few drops. Make sure we shake the undercoat. I'm going to show you there. We're just pouring in the undercoat, yeah. Not that much is fine, you don't need to fill it up too much. And you just want to test now to see if it's coming out. And there, you see it's coming out. So what we're doing now, we're just at a certain distance, just very lightly going over the model. Not too heavy. You're just going to go very lightly. And you want to do thin layers, remember, thin. And the trigger point on the airbrush, you don't want to push it all the way back. You're just doing it enough so it's coming out and you've got control. Have a look at some bits that you've missed. And you want to add it, if you add it under the armpits and stuff, because that's where the shadows are, make sure you've got it all underneath there, because those are the areas we're going to leave dark. If you want to go in closer you can, but then don't use the trigger as much, because then less paint will come out. So you can use a little bit of paint and go in closer to just fill in those details, which is fine, as long as you're not pressing the trigger too much. It won't flood the model. see a little bits coming out. So you can really go into the little bits and try and get those covered. So take your time with it, be patient, there's no rush. And sometimes if your airbrush doesn't get it out, just block it. If it's not coming out as much, just block it and then start again. You can see some bits that I've missed, so you just spray over, no problem. And then you just let that dry for about a minute or two, and then we'll use the grey primer, and then we'll go over the highlights. We'll start putting the grey primer on top to start bringing out the chest, upper areas, the light areas, and leave the dark bits how they are. Okay guys, we've got the black undercoat on and it's looking really good. It's covered all the areas. Alright guys, so the grey is going to act, it's going to let us know where to put the base colour. So it's more like letting us know where the light is going to be. So we'll just put it in, bubble it back, and we want to find out. So if we spray it a bit to just let the black out previously after cleaning the airbrush, you can see. Now what we want to do, we want to keep the control of the trigger. So there's air coming out, push it back slightly. As you can see, it's coming out there. You don't want to do it too much backwards. We don't want paint to come out. We want to really control this. Okay, so what we'll do, we want the light to come from the top. So we're going to start spraying from the top, but we're going to leave the shadows at the bottom and right in the armpits. So we're going to hit the high spots here, high spots on the chest, high spots on the head, high spots around feet, high spots here, the spot areas here, high spots on the bicep. We're all hitting the high spots. So let's start slowly by the head from the top. As you can see there, it's created it from the top coming down, right? We're going to really put a little bit of paint on, not too much. So again here, the chest area we're looking at, we're doing the chest area from the top, chest area here from the top. Take your time. Trapezius is all here, the shoulder muscles. You just want to hit the top. Slowly pulling the trigger back, because we want, that's where the light's going to hit, then it's going to fade off. That's all we're doing, simply, because this is giving us an idea of where the base will go, the base color that is. So we want to hit all the raised areas. So even like the muscles here, you want to hit the middle bit of the muscles is all you're hitting, going down. Using the trigger, oh, bit of spitting there, you will get that. Just be careful of the spitting. If that ever happens, that means your airbrush just needs a bit of cleaning. So use an airbrush cleaner. Just slightly just dab the needle, not too hard. And that should sort out the spitting. So if we check it now, yeah, cleaned it. Okay, but don't worry, that happens. But now what we want to do, just let the air come out and then slowly pull the trigger back. Slowly, taking your time. There you go, it starts to come out there. Slowly pull the trigger back. Takes a bit of practice. But as you can see, you're starting to see that the highlight, the grey, is on the raised areas. And then slowly drifting into the dark. So at the bottom here, we could do it lightly, but not too much. Don't want too much down there. There. So now we'll just carry on around the model with the shoulders. In the middle there, going darker into the, that's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Even on this side here, the rear delts, the rear deltoid muscles, as we can see here. Let the paint come out slowly. Just keep building up the layers. That's all we're doing, building up the layers. Every now and then you might want to clear the airbrush like that, but that's fine. Again, building up the layers, tricep here too. There you go, because the light's hitting the top and the bottom is dark. That's all you're doing. Very simple little technique. Again, the front here, we've got the bicep. So maybe at the top here, the bicep, well, not maybe, we do want. There you go, the colors coming out. Concentrate on the center. And then leave the bottom how it is. Overall top there, you can just generally get some highlights at the top there like that. And then also we've got the chest area, which has already got, then we've got the ab area. So all we'll do, we're just doing it from the top down, top down, top down. Every now and then you can just clean the airbrush. Just on the top part of the ab. And then we leave the bottom bit for the lighting, as you can see there. Same here too, the chest. Chest area here. Add a bit more here. So you've got a bit of light coming in there on the chest area. Just be patient with the way the paint comes out, you know, take your time. There. Do the same for the head. Pull the trigger back slowly, then the paint starts coming out. So all you're doing is controlling that trigger. Okay, so that's, and then we can do it on the bicep here, just a little bit more highlight here. And then a little bit there. Like that, and so, okay. So that's looking pretty good. Chest, everything looking good. That's looking good. Turn in the feet. And we'll just get the feet and we'll just lightly just put the grey over it. The feet are cool because they're facing up, so we can just simply, not a problem. We can leave underside dark because it's in the shadow. Obviously the light is hitting here. light is hitting here. So the feet are fine. So yeah, that's the mid-tone. So now we've got those mid-tones in, we can move on to basing, adding the base color, what will create a whole new character. So we know where the shadows are, we know all the high spots are the shadows, and then the bottom bits are the dark bits. Even in here we can see. And then the face as well, we can add it to the face a bit more at the top because of the light. From the top down, you can naturally see that the light is hitting at the top and there's shadows there. Okay, so in the next video, we'll go through the base color, applying the base color, and then we'll do the mid-tones and highlights. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. There will be 4 more videos. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you like this kind of videos that I'm doing, please comment below if you want to see more of it. I appreciate all your support. And yeah, look forward to next video. Happy animating and happy painting if you've taken it up after this video. I'll see you in the next video.